Hey guys, this is Linda from Linda's Paper Garden. Hope you're having a good day. I thought I would hop on here and show you a little design that I done a long time ago, and actually I used it for a Mother's Day card, but you can use it for lots of little things. Just hats off to you for a great job, well done, Happy Mother's Day. Just a thinking of you card, but I thought it was really cute and I thought we would make this evening. So what you will need, and let me show you how it works. It opens up just like that. It opens up just like that. Okay, so what you will need is you will need one round of a 6-inch round. You will need a 5 3/4 round. You will need another 5 3/4 round. That will make your hat. Okay. The top of your hat, you will need a 3.5-inch round and a 3 1/4 round. Then to make our bow, we will need a strip that is 6.5 inches long, 5.5 inches long, 1 3/4 inch long, and then 2 at 2 inches long. And we will cut those just in a jiffy, okay? And so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find our center point on our solid color cardstock that is the center of this 6-inch round. So let's bring in our scoring board and let's put it in our scoring board. And I have found my 3. Okay, so we're just going to score this at 3. Alrighty? So lay it in your scoreboard and score it at 3. This will give us our center point. And I'm going to go down. I'm not scoring hard, pressing hard, just a couple. Then on your designer paper, we will need to score it, okay? And it is at 5 3/4. Remember I told you it was 5 3/4? So to get the center point, we need to go 2 3/4. Okay? Then while we have our scoreboard out, let's go ahead and find our center point. This is 3.5, so we need to find it at the center point would be, let's make sure that I said that's 3.5, and it is. So we need 1 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on. We're going to find our center point. Now, I have directional paper. I want my red flower to be standing up this way. So I need to turn my paper to where my flower is to the side. And this is 3 1/4. So we need 1 7/8. 1 5/8, I'm sorry. 1 5/8. Okay. So let's set that aside. Also, let's go ahead and do our center point here. And we have, remember I told you this is at 5 3/4. So to get our center point, we need to go to 2 7/8. 2 7/8. And actually, some of these we're going to cut, guys. Alrighty, so let's bring in our blue round. And let's go ahead and fold that. And we are going to varnish that. Okay? So this is actually our base of our card. This is the base of our card. Then we're going to come in here and we are going to varnish our designer paper, and we're going to cut this, okay? So we are going to cut this to where our designer paper will lay like this, alrighty? And then we will have our trim edge. So let's go ahead and cut this on our fold line, okay? Center it up on your trimmer and just simply cut it in half, and we'll set that apart, okay? Now let's go ahead while we have it and let's do our white for our inside the same way, okay? We'll go ahead and cut it because we don't need both sides, and we'll set that apart. Okay, we'll go ahead and varnish it, and then we will go ahead and trim it on I was laying that the wrong way, guys. There we go. I kept thinking my flower was laying the wrong way. Okay. And we'll go ahead and cut that in two. Alrighty, so let's set those apart. Now, while we've got our trimmer out, let's go ahead and cut out for our bow. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut a piece that is 6.5 inches, and this is a 1/2 inch wide, okay? And I'll have all of my measurements down in the description box. Okay, so 6.5 inches. Okay, let's go ahead and cut our 2 inch. And our 2 inch. Okay. Now, on our other piece that I cut and trimmed down, it's also 1/2 inch. I'll need a piece that's 5.5 inches. Okay, and I'll need a piece that is 1 3/4 inches. 1 3/4 inches. Okay, set the other side. I never throw my scraps away, guys. Remember, never throw your scraps away. Okay, I think that's got all of our cuts, so let's go ahead. It doesn't take very long to put this together. So we have got our center here. Again, we'll varnish it. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to attach our designer series paper, just like that. Okay, now we can't go, the reason we cut it, if we let it go over, then it won't open properly. So we only design on one side. So let's find our center here, and I think that looks good, like that. And I'm going to show you how I do this when I'm trying to center it and not lose my center. Is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side, okay, and just press it down. Then I'm going to come over and put a little bit of glue on this side, holding it in place, and then press it down. And that way I know that it is centered to my little hat. Okay? Alrighty. Now we could go ahead and put this in if you want. And it's just going to lay right on top. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in, and it'll be drying up. And we'll take it to our fold line, but not above our fold line. Okay, just like that, guys. Just like that. Now the reason I put an extra sheet of white is because I didn't want my stamping to bleed over. Okay, so there we go, guys. That's the first part that we designed, which is this part right here. This is the part that we've designed. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to add, and I need to cut that. That needs to be cut, guys. So let's trim that. Let's cut that. Fold it. Get our score line mark. That way we know we're centered. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, now remember I told you I wanted my flower to be coming down, standing up. Okay, so that's why we turned our paper that way. That way we make sure that we had this centered, okay? So, now what I want to do is I want to center my paper, my design paper, to my oval, or half moon, my half circle, okay? So I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to put glue, and I'm just going to attach it to the bottom, okay? Pick it up and attach it to the bottom, get it centered, and I think that's centered. And so let's go ahead and varnish that, and I'll get my little spatula, wallpaper spatula out of here. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to attach the top to the bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to find our center. Okay, we're going to find our center and we're going to bring this down about 1/4 of an inch. Just like that. Just like that, guys. Okay. And we're only putting glue on the bottom, nowhere else. And let's go ahead and let's attach, and I think that looks about right. I think that's about centered. Okay, and let's just glue that down. Let's go ahead and wallpaper that. Okay, now, so far so good, guys. Didn't take us no time to do this. Now, while this is drying, let's go ahead and let's make our bow. Okay, so we're going to make our bow. So the first thing we're going to do, our bow is going to be done in 3 sections. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just simply come here and attach one end to the other. And I'm going to use just my double-sided tape for this. Okay, just like that. Alrighty, now let me see if I can bring this in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I just attached just like that. Now, I'm going to, and I think I'm going to use, maybe not, maybe I can do it this way. Find my center. Here's my center, guys. Okay, so find my center, and we're just going to put a streak of glue down that way. Okay, to hold it, just like that. That's the first part of our flower, or our bow. Come in with your second strip, that is 5 1/2, and we're going to do the same thing. But I am going to use my double-sided tape, my stick and peel tape. I like it better, I think. Okay. And just let me take the top of it off. Okay, and we're going to just simply turn it, fold it back, and let it catch. Just like that, guys. Just let it catch just like that. Straighten it up just a tad. Okay, just like that. Find our center. About like that. Put my finger right there. Okay, come in. And just, that's why I don't like to use I get it on my paper. And I don't want it to stick. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to attach these two together. Okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to attach my bow together. Just like that. And I'll hold it just for a minute. Just for a second. Alrighty, now while that's drying, we're going to make the center. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use my double-sided paper tape here. Peel it off. Bring it around. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to curl this just a little bit so that way it will bend easier. Okay, just like that. Now, let's bring in our bow and attach our center. And that was just so easy, guys. That was just so easy. Now, I do have another method of making bows, and I'll show that to you at another time. But this one is the way I made my bow on this one particular project. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to come in and we need to decide where we want our bow. And I think I want it, because I'm going to put a butterfly on there. And the reason I'm putting a butterfly on there, because I have butterflies in my paper. Okay, so I want to put a butterfly right there. So I think I'm going to let my bow be right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some glue down. Position our bow and hold it down just for a minute. Guys, this didn't take very long at all. Not very long at all. I think when I was making these, I made these for a Mother's Day project a few years ago. And I think I made, I don't know, 25 or 30 just in no time. Okay, now, before I put my butterfly, the other two pieces I want to bring in, because I want to make our tails. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with a pair of little scissors, my little scissors, and I'm going to ducktail my bow tails. So I'm going to ducktail them. Okay, ducktail simply means that you're cutting peaked down instead of peak in the middle. So we're ducktailing. Okay, now I want to position that to where my tails are just like that, and they're not peeking out on the other side. Isn't that just as cute as it can be? So let's add some glue. Let's go in, making sure that we've not went past our bow, and we haven't. Come in here and do the same thing. And simply just place it down. Place it down like that. And guys, that is this card made in a matter of, what, 15 minutes? So let's go ahead now and let's put a butterfly on. But I want to take my butterfly, and yes, you guessed it, I am going to put a little bit of dimensionals. Just a little bit to bring him up to where he looks like he's getting ready to take off. That's a little bit too long, so let's cut that in half. Okay, and we'll put him right there. And we'll take the other part, the other half, put him on the other side. Take off our backing. And I know that my friend Mert is watching. So hello, Mert. Alright, just like that. Just like that. And guys, that has got our card made. Now on the inside, let me show you how this works. It simply opens up like that. Simply opens up like that. Now we could put a sentiment in there, and I'm going to later on. I'm not going to right now because I don't know if I want to use this card as an extra Easter card or Mother's Day card, or just a hats off to you, congratulations for a job well done. Not sure yet, so and I want to use it, so I'm not going to put anything on the inside. But guys, that was just so easy to do. Don't you think that was easy to do? And it's such a springy little hat. So, like I said, my instructions will be down in the description box. Just hit more underneath the title there. And as always, leave me a comment, hit like, hit share. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And that would tickle me to death. And as always, from my little corner to your little corner, have a blessed and happy day and happy crafting.